How to create your dream business. The first thing we have to start with is where everything in this room came from, whether it's the chair or the room itself. So think about, where did everything in this room come from? It originally started as an idea in somebody's mind. That's pretty much where everything man-made started. It started an idea in somebody's mind. Now, it's very critical in business to understand this, because a lot of people try to, you might say, steer the car by turning the rearview mirror. They try to change the wrong thing. So it's really important, your worldview and how you think reality is created. So I'm going to give you my version of how reality is created. Let's take the analogy of an IMAX movie. Beginning of the movie, there's light. There's some source of light. It's sort of indiscriminate energy. And this energy doesn't have any patterns in it. It's just white light. And then from the white light, it goes through a film strip. And that film strip gives the light definition. It has mountains, pictures, something on it, and it filters the light out, so it gives it definition. And that definition goes through a lens. And the lens focuses that definition onto a screen. And then we have, the movie. So if you look at the same analogy, how did this chair get here? Well, it started out as indiscriminate energy. Somebody had the idea of a chair in their mind. So it was like the film strip, they had an idea of the chair. Then they took and they focused that idea. They took action. And from that action, they milled the stuff and created a chair. Your business is no different. Your business started in your mind. So in your case, your business was an idea. You had this good idea. I'm going to start a business. And then you took that energy and you focused on whatever your business had to be. Let's say whether you were starting an architecture firm or a construction business or any kind of business, that idea in your mind took form, and then you did stuff. You took action. And that action created the business. Now, another way to look at it is if there's a state of being you had. You had an idea, we'll call that the be state. You're being something. You're being thoughtful, or you're thinking about your business. And then there's the do state. You actually take action. And then there's the have state, which is you have the business. Now, if you look at that as a result to the same kind of analogy, the be is like your thought pattern. That gives ideas to the business. And then the do is like the lens, which is you give focus and action. And then the have is what you end up with, which is your business. Now, a lot of people have it backwards. They think, well, if I had $1 million, I would do good things and I'd be happy. Or if I had, a bunch of great customers, I would do good customer service, and I would, be thoughtful. It doesn't work that way. The good news is it works be, do, have. Now in businesses, the most important thing is what you're thinking, the conscious thought you have all day. And that's free. You said, most people say, well, if I had $1 million capital, I could do a really great job. Not true. In fact, they've done things where if you track lottery winners, a lot of them, because they don't have the consciousness, they get the money and then it goes away. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if you take somebody who has gone bankrupt but they have the idea of wealth, they've created wealth over and over again. So the most important part of your business is the be part. It's what you're thinking, all right? Now, you also may look at it like a sunflower seed. If you're looking at a sunflower seed, the question is, where's the sunflower? What is a sunflower? It is actually a pattern inside that seed. Let's call it the DNA in the seed, or the genes in the seed. The genes in that seed attract the resources, in that case the water, the air, whatever the nutrients it needs, to actually assemble a sunflower. And voila, a sunflower shows up. It's no different in your business. What happens is you have the idea, you have like the business DNA, that thought in your business. And that will attract the resources you need to create the business of your dreams. Unfortunately, a lot of us may have a little fault in the DNA. For example, when a child's born, if it has 43 chromosomes instead of 42, the child could have serious Down syndrome or something that would not be good because of that one extra chromosome. So let's say when you start your business, you have the I can't find a good employee thought or chromosome in your business. So you start your business, and then pretty soon you attract employees. But because you believe that you cannot find good employees, you attract the not so good employees. and then you keep showing up with poor employees. It happens over and over again. And then you blame the market, you blame your advertising, you blame whatever you want to blame that you can't find good people, and yet it was sort of fault in your DNA. It was because you have that basic thought, like the gene, that you can't find good people. Or I can never make any money. I mean, there's a ton of these things. And when you look at your business, if you want to know what your real business DNA was, you just look at the outcome. So if you have a hard time finding good people, you have a hard time raising capital, you have a difficult time collecting money, or anything like that, it's a result of your business DNA. Because especially in small business, a business is a direct result of the habits or who the small business person is. If you, for example, have a trouble time trusting people, you'll have people that show up to you that you can't trust. If you have a hard time, holding on to money, you'll find that money just flows through your business. If you feel self-conscious about asking for things, you'll have collection problems because you'll be able to ask for money. But so many times when people ask us to do business consulting, what will happen is they say, well, if you can raise the capital, if you can find me some good people, and if you can find me some good customers, I'd be fine. But that's working on the end result. It's not working on the cause. So when say, no, you have to start over again. We have to work with your business DNA. It's all about your thought patterns. It's all about what you're thinking. And unless we can change those thought patterns, unless we can sort of reprogram your synapses in your brain, that hardware, that DNA that's in your business, all the work on the outside is not going to do any good. So when you look at your business, if you want to change it, go back to where it really originated. Don't look at you're looking at the results, and if you find results you don't like, don't blame the economy and don't blame other factors outside of yourself. Go back in and say, okay, what in my business DNA, what in my basic makeup as a business person has allowed me to attract some things I really like I've attracted, for example, say, great customer, but I haven't been able to attract good employees. And then you have to go back and reprogram that. It's sort of like doing genetic engineering on your business. That takes a lot of effort because you've got to reprogram your brain, and it's not easy. But if you don't do that, pretty much all the effort you take, let's say you have a basic defect, what I call it, that you don't deserve money. What will happen is you'll create a business, you'll make a lot of money, and then something will happen and it goes away. And you'll do it over and over again. And you'll keep blaming the economy, you'll keep blaming a lot, your bad business partner, your bad marriage, pick one. But it's all because you have this, for lack of a better term, fault in your DNA. But the good news is there is genetic engineering. You can go back in, and we'll go in the course in later things, where we can actually reprogram that part of your brain and retrain your subconscious to actually promote that as opposed to hurt it. So remember, the most important aspect you have in your business is your business DNA. It's your basic thought pattern, and you are in control of that.